was a game I played. That was white. Oh man, I have no idea I'm doing this. I suppose that I didn't give this game as appropriate and a review in yesterday's stream. I was so tired I just called it off the stream basically. Back and forth and check Discord, I guess, every once in a while, but mostly focusing on ODS. So normal opening, and you guys are familiar with this one. Black has common dual 3-4 opening. Really popular nowadays. You guys may have noticed how in AlphaGo games, never play this one. This is the normal one space knight enclosure. But as you've probably noticed in AlphaGo games, speaking of which I have written a book on AlphaGo games, look forward to that. Very many Asian people in Finland named Antti. He is not Asian anymore. That is mostly because you can think about it this way. With two stones in the corner, right? If you have a two-space enclosure, obviously there's going to be something in the future. Well, white won't do that right away, but there will be some agi. 100% solid. If white has this move, for example, and let's say black tanukis, then white's aid the corners and potentially take it away. But even if black gets this enclosure, one of the things we've said, it's this corner is hassle-free. That's basically if you take a look at the Chinese term, then this is actually called a hassle-free corner. Actually, not so much that, because white has many probe moves. For example, this is the most common probe here, attaching here. So if black extends, white will just live in the corner. Common probing technique. And white can also try this one. R15 is also a common approaching move. So white can get something on the side. So the idea is not to invade the corner really, but if you can get this move, second. If you play this move, or this sequence rather, the idea is not invade the corner, but to get something on the side. So there's some agi what I can use. Something else actually, if you've got a stone in the vicinity, then let's say if I just place somewhere else, then you can actually get to corner very aggressively. If you're strong stones, then you can actually just go into the corner and try to kill this group even, because this is actually very threatening. Obviously, if you look at what we have right now, it's not that convincing because white doesn't have walls of steel in that area. But when white does, for example, a few captures and strong groups, then this corner could be dead. In other words, there is never really a perfect two-move enclosure. My hunch is that because we can't really defend the corner fully with two moves, might as well just do it. Might as well expand quicker, up the pace, play openings, I guess, if that's the word. So this is why you have seen a lot more of two-space high. Oh yeah, I mean, yeah. The point of studying AlphaGo games is to get a sense of why AlphaGo is playing everywhere, every place. So I think it does pick the two-space low or two-space high enclosure for a reason. When I wrote the book, I kept telling people that you can't just imitate AlphaGo moves just because AlphaGo does it. um, the AlphaGo or the strong player premium, which basically states that when a strong player plays a move, then you're just gonna follow because uh, it might be a good move, it might be bad, but you just think because they're so strong, there's no way that can be wrong. But the real important thing is to actually put in your own thoughts. Make sure that the move makes sense to you and anyone else, really. Does that answer your question? Oh, I gotta mention here. Okay. So, still not sure about pizza. We'll debate that. So, approach stuff. Normal. In this game, I wanted to be fun, and so I didn't play this one. I didn't play the Hane, and naturally, black would pull back. And this is probably one of the most things we've ever seen in Fuseki, just in general. But I decided to be fun because I've actually there's an alternative option, which is play part of the and okay, there, nothing. I'll chat. Internal things. So basically, I decided to play this move because I thought if black extended, I would just and then probably get a nice shape around here. This is actually a pretty simple alternative avalanche. I think the avalanche is just kind of complicated. As I'm talking, by the way, there's obviously a lot of things to talk about. There are obviously a lot of topics we can cover during each game. So if you think that I'm going too much into the trivial parts, or this is too deep, this is going off track, let me know. This is obviously completely impromptu. I'm prepared on what things I should stress. My guess is that this is not so much important because Avalanche stuff is complicated. It's cool to know, but if you take in too many things from one review, it'd be a lot at once. My advice to anyone who wants to learn from the review is that you focus on something that's important to you. So one aspect of the game, one thing that you learned, can remember that and apply that in your moves. That's gonna help you more an entire review and or something that's out of reach. And let me know, guys, if you're still here. Just went out and basically ordered pizza. Okay, so right, it's important to have audience engagement, right? And this, but this is if you'd like to delve deeper into the avalanche of Seki, the normal shape is like this. White plays the tiger's mouth. In the game was a ladder variation. The normal shape is this. Definitely don't cut. Okay, definitely don't make this mistake because you're gonna get destroyed. And I heard this great story about one Chinese 8-dan pro called Wang Yuan, and he said that in his childhood he actually played like this. Tiny kid, and he played this cut, and his opponent just frowned at him, rolled a bunch of stones. So, but normally you would play target's mouth and cut. This is a very common shape. Say it now, because we tend to think that it's better for white. Black does have 2 panukis, but if you look at efficiency of shape, then you'd argue that white has a large corner, some thickness, but because in the bottom left, he's not gonna get as much as he would like, and because white settles in the bottom right, this is gonna naturally prevent black from making a huge right side. But I wouldn't go too deep into this because this could take us hours. Literally, we could be, instead of getting 10, we get this. So, just like an endless ramble, all avalanche. Yeah, this is the latter variation, though. If I do want to mention it a little bit, I don't want to explain it well. Basically, the idea is if you, yeah, I could really have whole lesson on avalanche. It's a thing that pros get tripped up in, so I can't, if I do make one lecture like that, I'm not a committed teacher. One of the mods who happen to be OGS 8 Don. But I could do one. It'd be fun and confusing. So if black actually cut. So that's the idea. Because if black tries to make this ladder, if I actually read out everything, there is a white start point stone in the top left. That's just right in the way. This ladder doesn't work and black is in trouble. So that won't happen. It's basically why black picked the safe option. There's only one move here because if black, let's say, why doesn't black just connect? Black would die. So you don't want that to happen. So black has 2 liberties, obviously, and white has this is pretty much the only move. And I cut, make a few exchanges outside, he extends. Black probably should have played one more extension before he kills the 2 stones in the corner. But he played this right away, so I got a free exchange. This is a Sente move, obviously, because of an Atari at T4. Pushes out. So now we have a fight. I was being very aggressive, so I wasn't really feeling like, meekly jumping out. So I thought, okay, let's cut this guy. Pretty much only thing I could do. Would have preferred as black if he made this exchange because it would just tighten my liberties, and this would be really powerful because now you as black you've beaten white into an awkward shape. It will be more of a pain to deal with because now black can just practically do this and kill white. It has to let black connect there. I assume that would be nice for black to get. I wasn't so sure whether this would be beneficial for me because of all the stuff black could have done. Obviously, this is also a move black can consider. I think also very sharp. If white connects, then you can make this one exchange. Those 2 stones are pretty important in most cases because they separate, which could be a target, from the corner, which is already solid and alive. So I would imagine him to have done at least something like that. But he played this right away. prompted me naturally to improve my shape. So I think he missed a chance there, because now that he hasn't made that exchange, I have a lot more liberties, and I can try and stir things up. A lot better for me. I don't have to worry about shortage of liberties. Even if I turn at 0-2, although that's not the greatest move, biggest move at the moment, that's not going to affect my shape that much. Stones. So I still have my group together. So, by the way, any questions so far? Are you guys following? Is this explanation good? Am I articulating? This is probably, I mean, this is probably a lot. You have seen extension stuff for the first time, but yeah, I hope it's helpful so far. I haven't seen 10 do an audio lecture, so I don't know how his ability to explain things is. And I don't think amateurs do necessarily worse than pros. Sometimes they have even better. They have a better ability of layman's terms. Also, learners. So in some cases, I've actually even find them more down to earth. And anyway, lecture, man. It's over lecture. Okay, so own style. My own style on stream has been pretty wild. I like to make it interesting, make it public entertainment. Okay. Now this was a very interesting move. First of all, Black played this exchange, which I'm not sure if it's good or not, but I suppose it's mostly Sente, so not so much to worry about. Shape, which is important. If he extended, which maybe he could have done, but somewhere in the future. So he fixed that, and then Hane. Strange move, I must admit, because I just fixed here. So I thought he would have at least approached there. I think he's aiming at the cutting point, because if he does that, then I can. Oh, actually, no. I'll probably target this way. Didn't extend. I do feel like if he cuts right now, it'll be too early. So he needs something to help him. Which is probably why he came up with the move in the first place. The best way to fix this cutting point is to obviously get a fix at the same time. I'd argue that he can probably kind of nice for him. There is still a bit of a target in the center, but it is good profit for Black. A little bit, so I'm a little bit shocked by that, because he played 2 space high approach to the start point, which you don't see a lot. That is if you just Atari, not Atari. What am I talking about? If you just attach at D3, I can actually Hane from inside the corner, and if Black pulls back, White extends. Black, let's say, pushes one more, and then White comes up. So this shape, well, what do you guys think? Engagement, man. Hits for white. And why is that? Because white has a nice shape in the corner, and black is very cramped. In Lost Jack's words, it's a nice way of describing it. And if you see this, look at this down, especially. This is a one-space jump. But white's got a huge corner. If you take these points into account, this is almost already 11, 12 points almost. And this is obviously white's on the fourth line, so there might be more to come. So the attachment doesn't even work. It doesn't really work, which is why he played this 3-3. A funny move to look at. Leave. I heard a sound on Discord. Sad face. But oh, they're back. I thought this was sort of a funny shape because well, he made this exchange, which was a little bit weird. I thought what if I played this, but I thought it didn't matter because black would probably try to push at, so I just connected. Really. Intriguing shape. Wasted. And I have a question for you guys. What if black plays here? What if black plays f3 to connect? So what happens now? On the other side, is Atari? You can get Atari, but the key thing is you can actually hunt it here. That's what's really good about this variation for white, because now you actually can try to kill those two white stones. This for black. This is certainly not good, right? It's got a huge corner, and black's not live. He's got a T shape, and doesn't look very good. I gotta see the price set. He's black at a forcing move. Yeah, you can always get your forcing moves. You can always play Sentai, but in the end you gotta look at obviously black is not 100% dead. Get to my level, if you'll find it very difficult to kill anything really. There's so much agi everywhere, but yeah, this is quite painful for black. So he cuts a now I extended here. What other options are there for? Let me get a few choices in. So A, B, C, D. Yeah, I haven't played D in the real game, so you guys can see my record. But I don't have a degree in pedagogy, but it's important for the students to engage with the lecturer. That's why I'm tossing out these questions. C is best. C seems the best. Was that? Each of these 17. That's so funny. Tanuki, right? Says screw it. It's Tanuki. All right, let's look at each of these. So A, certainly not good, because there's a chance that Black can actually either double Atari or Hane this. Hane is actually pretty powerful when I has to play with the triangle, and this one is probably the easiest to eliminate, I guess. If Black connects, then he's altogether, and then Black can kill. So that's certainly way too comfortable. The second down is not going to work too well either, because if White tries to connect here from a third line, then pretty much Black will just break White's shape apart. Let's look at C then. Well, with C, the problem is, if Black Atari is obviously, then we're back to this previous variation, which is what White wants to do. But Black and Tane back. If White connects, then actually, Black and Atari from this side. Then Black has 3 liberties, White has 2, right? So White's dead in the corner. Shape for Black, I would say, but Black is alive, so that's a huge corner for him. E, if Black plays here, then we're back to this thing. So now White has a cutting point at C5, and if White tries to fix, then Black will kill White again. You might ask, what if Tsuji like that, right? The cut. Okay, well, so we can beat Black into a terrible shape. Well, that's not going to help anything at all, because now White's broken. White has 2 parts. It's easy for White can't even Hane because Black would just cut. Very better. Playing the game. So this in this position, I don't have the greatest shape, but I can cut a corner. The reason is when Black plays that, or kill the corner or get the outside, right? If Black tries to leave the corner now, then obviously I can try to push out, or actually, in this particular case, this might be better. Well, that's not going to be too good for Black because he gets a small life in the corner. Black extends, which is normal. Now I Hane. Would have done this if Black's corner was already dead, but I was concerned that Black could get moved like this, maybe. I really thought that I should put more pressure on Black. We're doing two things at once. Obviously, a lot fewer liberties. There's a nice shape on the outside, and Black splits. White just kills the corner. About this corner. What if White Tanukis? Point at east. There's a point. You hear me? This is okay, right? We got 3 bars on Discord. Oh. That's a good way of thinking it. That's a good way of thinking it. With Atari, and then what? You're trying to look here. What did you look for here? This problem didn't work out. And what about what was here? So at the moment, feel free to. Okay, what now? One. No, if black connects now, then white can connect here also. If white tries to take a liberty, obviously that's gonna be trouble or death rather. But if white connects, right, black can just Atari. But then what? Well, it doesn't work. That black is trying to make a ko, right? A2. That. Wait, how long is this lecture supposed to go? Yeah, cool. Well, so this doesn't work because if you do the same thing again, then white's just gonna play here. Oh gosh, we have to be here for 90 minutes? If I just still die, what do you mean by that? What do I want? Okay. I want to be like responsible and give y'all something for the money, but Okay, bye. It was actually great. It's fantastic. And why is that? So if white takes now, what happens? Because you just made that exchange, right? Look at this. Well, you're done. Not in the story though. What if answer that? Because well, E1. I guess you're. I can't call that down level yet. not trying to be mean. Here, right? They always you have to take. Now, if then you connect, what happens now? Then black is dead again, right? But if you squeeze in, you can do as a ko. Correct answer to this is actually a ko. Oh, stay on this for too long. Solve that. Very cool. If you did not solve and read out everything, taking a note of this situation, the bottom left corner right here, needs to happen. Right. But I mean, it's like locally, but actually have co-threads, right? Because there's stuff on a uh, but the way you actually determine whether a code is good for black or white is you look at the surroundings. So, I mean, if we play this out, right, and then we have this ko, what does black lose? If he loses the ko, right? But if white loses the ko, then basically his corners is dead. Right, and then let's play this out. Some random ass code threat, and then let's say white plays somewhere else. All right, and then black kills the corner. And these stones are dead. Sure. Well, hold on. Unhappy because black's gotten a lot stronger. Not alive. Oh, that's pretty funny. In this lecture, let it be this one. Black try to kill. I think this will be a better move, actually. Maybe. Trying to make eye shape, trying to come out. Oh, white doesn't have two eyes because black has an option to connect back at O2. So White's still half alive. Well, everything right now, just yet, because White can actually could have, but case White can get a K7. Should find some shape there. Both players move on. Everything clear so far? Alright, so this move. Let's move on to the yes and no. Why no? You follow the reading. Yeah, that's right. So we can actually we don't have to go into much of this. I think some of this stuff will be very overwhelming at first. Basically, we could go over some of this stuff. I'm probably not gonna do like a move by move analysis. This is a fun game, but let's do a quick recap. I was in trouble. As you notice. If he just oops, he just played here. Delete that. If he just played there, then I need to live in the corner, right? Then my life and have stuff in danger on the bottom. So this really wasn't looking good for me. I tried pushing out. This was a questionable move. If anything, this might be the losing move for Black because he's trying really hard to kill this group. But in fact, if you look at how large this group is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 8 stones, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. No, sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Almost 25 points, right? It's just point. And this is how you define the value of a group. Because if you look to the surroundings, this group is alive. This group is alive. So living this group doesn't do a whole lot. Okay, you might argue that the central group might be some sort of pursuit, but it's very difficult. This is not because Black is a stone at K9. It's not gonna be that easy. Make sense, everyone? Instead of fighting with side, what you have to do when you realize, when you're in the game and you have to realize your priorities, this is direction. What is called a direction of play? I never was very familiar with the word, like with the phrasing, the direction of play. Learner, so I pretty much just said, this is what's bigger, I guess. So familiar with the official term direction of play. It doesn't matter though. This is how you make position judgments in the game. And for this game, it was very important to turn it around. I think practically I was losing before this. If you just extend it here, because I have here, two groups here, maybe not entirely alive to begin with, and he's gonna get somewhat. That's certainly not good. Much though. Ooh. Okay. Basically, what happened, what unfolded in the game was I tried putting him under pressure. I misread a little bit here. Now, if the Ataris actually pull back, so this will be very hurtful for obvious reasons. If black plays here, then this is dead. Here, this is also dead. This could be a turnaround, really. Now, a lot of people ask me a question in the game: why wouldn't you just fix here? Right? You got to fix cutting points. Now, that's not necessarily true because if black lives in the corner, then you notice that if white tries to live, then oh, this doesn't work. And in the meantime, white's right side is still in trouble. So fixing that cutting point is not going to help any much. Very hard to kill this group. I think move here, obviously, and I would live. Play this one though. Change the target was a really bad exchange because it helped me get rid of this potential weakness in the future. So, right, that was a bad exchange for him, and then he really should have lived. Guys, look at this position. Then this is a bend 4, a good bend 4. It's like it's what I call a Tetris 4. Good way of describing it. He should have just lived, be alive. Lived now because as you can see, I've got a Hane at P19, so I can live. But it's still a long game. Sort of listed, not alive. But this was very exciting, I must say. He tried to I was really wanting to kill him. Over. This is very complicated stuff, probably for you guys. This is a high down level fight. But if there's something you want to do, it's it's probably better. So black has one group, right? Here, white has one group here, one group there, and one there. Oh, that's really ugly. 3, for God's sake. So now you need to think about which of these you can save, and which of those you can't save. So what would you say white should do here? For those of you watching right now, many groups at stake at the moment. How do you determine which ones are the more important? Let me mark a few groups here as well. 2, 3. So make this a 4. Make more options there. This, ladies and gentlemen, is in your positional judgment, few groups. What do we do? Give people a chance to think about this for now. Should white save? Which of these should be killed? Which of these should they sacrifice? Three, he saves three of the groups, right? Let me give you a reminder of you also have to look likely they will be killed. Each of the groups. It would drastically hurt X 3 and 5. All right, so let's talk about this, right? What groups are out of the equation? Worry about 10 groups at stake, right? What are we thinking, right? These two, they're alive, right? They don't matter. Now, is one alive? Is black's blue number one group alive? Because white can throw in K19, and then if you imagine K19 and black plays at L19, and play an N18, right? Key to you, but if you consider the fact that white can actually have the option bulky 5, then that group is not yet alive, right? So 1 is not yet alive. 2 and 4 are alive. Okay. 5 alive? Is 5 easy to kill? No, because there are a few. They're in the middle. Where you can easily. There is no visible way you can seal it in. Magically play dooms in a row, do anything like that. So 5 is not easy to kill. If you kill number 3, then you can actually do a lot of damage. And actually save 3 from 5. If you think about it, right? If you play at N, and try to seal it in, there are two. It's an orange-ish color. Ah, that's awful. That's just awful. Okay. Escape this way or escape this way, right? Because black and Ataria, at the very least, on the J9 stone, escaping this, right? Which of these 5 groups these 5 black groups is the easiest one to kill. We want to think again. 3 is very important. It'll be really sweet if you can kill that. Right? Turn. And black has 2 ways of escaping to the center. From either one of the brown lines I just drew, right? Let's go over them again. 2 and 4 are alive. 3 is nice to kill. Small, because there's only 3 stones. Okay, and not very easy to kill. 1, right? I'm trying to thought process because this is what I'm visualizing. This is what a strong player visualizes when they're in the middle of a game like this, because there are so many there's so many groups on the board. You normally don't get this much. It's a messy cluster, but when you're in a position like that, you gotta most important. So, okay, in order to kill 1, well, first of all, why should you kill 1? Does 1 affect in green? What does the blue one affect? What is adjacent? 1, 2, and 5, right? Basically, you can imagine if group 1, then you can probably try to kill white at 1. You can probably try to seal in white at 2. He will also dead, right? 5 stone center will be also dead. Lifts this group, then 3 of white's groups are in trouble. Okay, so now we've defined our task. We need to kill blacks for 1 group, right? The blue. What should we do? What should we start with? Now it's time to find out what group you should start saving, right? Because if I have to say something, yeah, like everyone actually, but 1, 2, and 5 are all in danger to fix. So 1, you can live, right? That's Ngote. And 2, not entirely safe, but at least notice how the ladder at J17 still works for white. Read it out, then actually that doesn't work for black. White 5 feels the weakest, right? Because if white doesn't do anything about it, then black will hane at let's say N10, right? Basically, what we just did is all the black and white groups on the board, and we identify which ones are the weakest. We got to kill 1, but we have to say 5. Right. Or actually, in the game I played here, rather, this is more aggressive. That was a misclick. So why this move though? Now, if we try to erase the marks, did everyone get a sense of what the markings meant? Exactly, which is what happened in the game. So is it alright if I erase the marks now? Cool. So let's go back to the game. For it to move. So now black is trying to kill. So be threatening. So first of all, I try to make sure that I come out all right. I think here, what can I do? I can connect first, right? Here. This is gonna be Sente. By living this group by saving 5, and actually have some effect towards 3, Black's 3 in the center. Because now if I do this, then actually, well, I would actually connect here. So also save 3. That makes sense? Apply it the other way. Well, there will be some. So that will also threaten 3, Black's central group. Doesn't work. Most of the stuff I feel is a bit complicated. Black is doing the same thing. He's going through the same thing in his head, and Black says, "Okay, let's save 3. So 3 is safe now, but White's 5 is also safe because there's no easy way of killing that. Relatively safe because Black's 5 and White got Sente. I mean, right? White's bottom is dying, but at this point, what matters more? If we think about what the groups affect, right? White can live on the bottom, it's saved from being lost, but Black 4 is alive, right? If you remember, Black's bottom right group is alive. Center is now alive thanks to this capture Black was made. Was alive? It's a wall, for God's sake. So click on the top. Black tries to kill this. Then White. There's something that I hadn't mentioned, which is the Hane, because it creates a ko. Because if Black doesn't take the ko, then this happens, right? First of all, we get to save 3. Okay, that's the first thing. I'm not even sure if 2 is live at this point. That's how powerful it can be. That's what changes can happen. Changes can happen just like that. Ko. Now notice that I have all the co-threads. For example, this co-thread, if it's successful, then it will track of the pen colors. This one, 3 and 4. This will kill 4, right? Kill Black's number 4 here. Threads, kill threads, kill threads, kill threads. Oh, actually no, I really think he should have done this. I think it'll be a lot cleaner. Basically, what happens in the game is White kills 1, 1 and 2 and 5. Probably immobilizes Black's 5. Remind you of the numbering. Oh, I do actually, because it's a very good question. So I try to live, but I can actually block. If I don't make another move, Black can make a Seki, which would be death for White. This, right? In the meantime, we try to count liberties. ahead by 1 liberty. It's unfortunate, but it would die. What happened in the game? This one's killed, right? This one is saved. That one is saved. That one's dead, right? This one is also dead. That one goes to be dead. If we look at this, that kills that. After this, right? You notice the dividing line between black and white. So it's more than half. Will be the final, or what actually happens, right? What, whether more than one half of the board will actually decide a game. Important points, most important things of this game. I've been going on for about an hour now, more than an hour. Black tries to live. Not something else. And for me, my opponent played really well here. This Hana is a Tsuji. Nice move. Gets to connect here, which would break into make the triple Hane. Oh, this one, huh? No, because I was really worried that if I gave my opponent a lot of eye shape. But that's probably harder to see. Response would be black playing this, and putting white's one stone here. Black would break into white's territory a little bit, and it would be concerning for me because I'm not sure if white has more than a half at this point. White's trying to get half of the board, so white's trying really hard to hold this line. If white, like for example, if white break in, right, which is why I'm really trying hard to defend that line. Now notice that there's something going on here. I cut. I must admit this was a bit of a bluff. As I realized that later that my basic instinct was I can get this ente. Actually, well, black in trouble, right? I was wrong about that though, because nothing would happen. I just have a lot of co-threats, but nothing would happen because I didn't realize how few liberties white actually had. So I must admit that was a bit lucky. We both misread that in the Yomi. But I was so glad that I got that move. Ko, right? Which if I took the ko, the ramifications of that could be serious, right? If I took this ko, then actually I could cut in the future. A lot of things, really. Very large and pleasing, but I have a lot of co-threats. This is the definition of a co-factory, because black has to, getting a second eye, and I have a lot of co-threats. Started the third ko or the fourth ko maybe in this game. At this point though, I just need to make sure that he's dead. So Didn't really concern me as much. Enough eye space. That's how he died. Well, that's the game. At the end, right, the dividing line was here. This was the line. You know, if you compare this to middle line, more. But that's a lot of dead stones, ladies and gentlemen. But you know, a lot of this stuff is overwhelming for some of you, maybe, because there's a lot of stuff you have to read out. It's really fun. It's really fun though. I definitely prefer because of how many things I can read into. The more I do that, sometimes I realize how much I don't know. I realize there's so much unknown to the game. But I think studying Go is a journey, a continuous self improvement. I hope you guys enjoyed watching that game. It's incredibly fun. Probably one of the most fun in my life. Now, if some of you want to me, that's all right. Um, um, future maybe in the future I'll play a few more games with you.